Alright, welcome to another episode of John Y Plays Drawception. This episode we'll be looking at some of the videos I had left over that didn't make it for whatever reason, either because I skipped them or because I didn't record the audio by accident, or the audio was just bad, or some other thing. This here was a drawing of Cassandra from Doctor Who that I ultimately skipped before because I wasn't too happy with it. As you can see, she's kind of a skin-flat lady. And she needs constant moisture to stay alive. Yeah, I think the face I wasn't too happy with especially. I can see there. And then I draw over it with that face. Oh, this one was Mario's new power-up. I actually did submit this one, but it was an earlier one before I got the audio all sorted out when it was too quiet to hear and all that. You can see I decided to make Mario a mermaid. For some reason, I couldn't think of anything better. And of course, I made him green, which of course you know Green Mario ends up as Luigi ultimately, which I wasn't thinking about at the time. I just thought, hey, his other power-ups changed the color of his clothes, why not this one? And so I think it was described as Green Mario Mermaid, and the next person drew Luigi as a mermaid. Some bubbles, I see. Probably should have made the background blue with the water. Coral. This one was Bambi with legs covered in orange juice. For some reason I thought they were making a big deal about Bambi having legs, even though Bambi already has legs. So I decided they must have meant Bambi had human legs, as you can see. Which made for a rather bizarre picture. And I probably should have used a slightly different color scheme, going with the lighter beige where the tan is, and the tan where the brown is, and then the darker brown right on top, where his hair gets fluffy. And as you can see, I wanted to make sure to get that orange juice carton in there, because I was worried it might end up interpreted as something else otherwise. A lot of yellow liquid pouring over Bambi's body. Yeah. And I don't mean butter. Okay, this one is another one that I ultimately skipped. The yellow man shuts a door. I just wasn't too happy with the drawing overall. You can see that building looks like a really weird building, only as wide as the door. I put a little window in there with a person in there and started drawing a yellow man. And then I realized it looked sort of like C-3PO. And so I just decided to make it C-3PO. Some awkward motion lines on the door with a sound effect. Rather awkwardly attempting to transform my yellow man into C-3PO. And he looks rather, let's just say special. Yeah, and I changed the man in the window to R2-D2 because I thought it made more sense. As if C-3PO slamming a door makes any sense. This next one is put a shirt on Legolas. Not much to really say about this, it's just a shirtless Legolas. I believe these last three were actually part of one single video, which is why I didn't upload any of them. But Yeah, it doesn't look terribly much like Legolas, and I think it was interpreted as a different elf from the Lord of the Rings Hobbit series. A female one at that, even though it's got a male body. I don't know, sometimes I think people misinterpret things on purpose even though they probably know exactly what you're drawing. But it's alright. His face really wasn't that great. I probably could have done something a little funnier with this picture, but I just kind of did a straight up shirtless Legolas. And here we go, we have one. This one was Crystal Shark leaps to eat blue Kirby in beach, and I kind of failed with this one, and you'll see why. Yep, that's not a blue Kirby. Not blue at all. He's at the beach looking like a normal old pink Kirby. And that's not the only thing I screwed up on in this picture, as you'll see in a second. Or in a couple more seconds. Or even more after that. Yeah, look at our shark. That's not a crystal shark. That's just a gray shark. So, on top of being rather roughly drawn, I completely screwed up the prompt. Oh well. This one was the friend game that Flameface started. That still hasn't finished. It's about half through. It was supposed to be like a collaboration type thing where everyone would make videos of their drawing, but I think I was the only one who did that. I know I posted the link to it in a different thread, and I think a few other people jumped in and drew some pictures. I really didn't want to upload this one because I apparently thought it was a good idea to start singing in the middle of it. Yeah, no one wants to hear that. But here it is. This new audio. Yeah, I chose to draw the Batman the Animated Series version of the Joker. I didn't do too good at it, but that's my favorite incarnation of the Joker. I know a lot of people are partial to the Dark Knight one in the Nolan films. Why so serious and all that, but I don't know, I think he's a little overrated, to be honest. In this last one, I completely, for some reason, did not record audio at all. The settings were all wrong, and I didn't realize it until after it was finished. This was to be the next episode, but ultimately it was not to be. So we've got Chewbacca in prison. So I started drawing Chewbacca and decided to figure out the prison stuff later. I was just going to draw bars over the top of it. On his little crossbow holder thing. And his arms, of course, which I did not plan out for the bars accurately. So I decided, hey, Chewbacca will just tear him right off, like he rips people's arms off, you know? Because, like they always say, let the Wookiee win, right? And that's another episode of John Y Plays Drawception. Hope you enjoyed it.